All right, so who won this trade between the Philadelphia Eagles and the San Francisco 49ers? Because Bryce Huff, last season with the Philadelphia Eagles, had 2.5 sacks. Wasn't quite productive his previous season with the New York Jets. That's where he got his big contract with the Philadelphia Eagles. So going into this offseason, Philadelphia decided to move on. They admitted their mistake. They admitted the fact they overpaid this guy and he just didn't quite fit into their defense. So Howie Roseman took one of the rare L's, because Howie Roseman's a pretty damn good GM, man. He does a really good job. But this is a rare occasion that Howie Roseman takes an L. So out of the circumstances, the San Francisco 49ers actually win this trade. I mean, you're giving up a day 3 pick that's probably not going to be as much viable as everybody thinks. And I think in this situation, it betters the Niners defense. And it's bad news for the NFC West. The NFC West has had enough with the 49er problems for quite some time. They thought those problems were going to be over by this season. It's not the case. I expect this to be a huge W, regardless of the production, because they're only paying him $7 million in cap space. And the contract for next year is optional. So that's definitely a W for sure. Philadelphia, they under Howie Roseman, it's rare for them to take this type of L because he does a really good job. He's an aggressive GM. He drafts pretty well, and he makes some aggressive trades. But in free agency, he usually does pretty well in these situations. But this is where the L kind of humbles the Eagles. So I think when you look at this trade, it's good for both sides, It's good for both sides, honestly, but the win actually goes to the Niners more. But what's benefiting the Eagles? Cap space, that's it. They're only saving $7 million. That's all they're saving for right now is $7 million. That's a little bit of cap relief for them. That's the only thing that saved them in that situation is they're saving a little bit of cap space. So that's their only reason why they won that trade. But realistically, the Niners won that trade because they need enough pass rushers, and the contract is a bargain. And plus, Robert Saleh's worked with them in the past. So you like to bring in somebody you're familiar with. So this is why it's a big W. So if you're telling me who won this trade between the Niners and Eagles, it's pretty obvious. The Niners won this trade. Bar none. Bar none, because I believe they're going to get the best out of Bryce Huff. And everybody who said Bryce Huff wasn't good in Philadelphia, they didn't see what he did with the Jets or the other years. I mean, because under Robert Saleh, this is where he got the best out of him, So I think you're going to see a better Bryce Huff going forward to this season. But I think it's a major steal for the 49ers. So as far as my realistic, I give this overall grade to the 49ers a solid A because it's a steal and they won this trade.